All right, we're going to start with the 49ers defense. Cardinals, no Colt McCoy, no DeAndre Hopkins, no AJ Green, no starting left tackle, no problems. The 49ers had 15 missed tackles by 11 different players. That can't happen. They were down 6 starters compared to their week 1 defense, but everybody's hurt. We just mentioned who the Cardinals were missing, so we're going to get into it. What went wrong? There was a lot. Cliff Kingsbury did an excellent job of just getting his guys one-on-one in space with a lot of room, and the 49ers did not make plays. So here we go. 3-by-1 set, so 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 receiver to the top. The running back, James Conner, who the 49ers made look like Eddie George, is just going to run just like that across the middle. So Emmanuel Mosley to the top of the screen, Talanoa Hufanga to the top of the screen, Azeez Al-Shaair. These guys are pretty much going to be out of the picture, and let me just run the play here. By the time Conner comes across the formation, it's essentially Conner versus Azeez. So right here, it's 3rd and 18. Running back, linebacker, and nobody else. Like, there's nobody on this side of the field. If you just go down the hash, like, because we're not counting him since he's so far away from the ball, if he makes a miss, he just trots to a first down. And as you can see, that's exactly what happens. This doesn't seem like sound defense. And if you've been watching this channel, you know I am probably Azeez's biggest supporter. He did not play well. And that is going to happen. But there was no help here. Like, there has to be some sort of third level defender that is able to clean up that missed tackle in the event that Azeez doesn't make the tackle. But 3rd and 18, down 7-0, have a chance to get the ball back. Missed tackle. Cardinals go down and score. That can't happen. Another thing that I thought Kingsbury did well was he just kept the 49ers off balance, whether it was screens, whether, as you can see, this reverse double pass, which 49ers did not play well either. So let's talk about this play. I thought, so he gets caught in no man's land, Tavon Wilson, and honestly, just watching this game back, the 49ers missed Jimmy Ward more than any other player because the mistakes that were made on defense, like, none of this happens if number 1 is on the field. So let's walk through the play. First off, Samson Ebukam gives, he just gives up contain. That can't happen. So we go reverse pass. There's the reverse. Christian Kirk has a clear lane. As you can see, Tavon Wilson is behind. So I just want to show the play, and now I want to walk through it. So, man, there was a few different things that went wrong here. So, again, right here, he is crashing down. You have contained. There's no reason for you to come down here. Why? Because there are all these guys on this side of the field to make that play. You're never going to make this play chasing anyway. You are the backside contained. You have to do your job. That didn't happen. And because of that, Christian Kirk is able to come around here, and he has just kind of a free access. Nobody in his face to challenge the throw. I thought right here, K'Wan Williams, if you're going to go, you have to go. You can't be caught in no man's land. You have Emmanuel Mosley right here to take this underneath right away. That doesn't happen. You have to pull the trigger, essentially. You can't be in between. You can't middle it. And then the real issue, aside from Ebukam giving containing, K'Wan Williams probably that's being a little nitpicky. There's no excuse for Tavon Wilson, a veteran who's been in the league for seemingly a decade, I believe, falls for this. So let's watch him. So he recognizes it right here. And the problem with Tavon Wilson on this play is, if you see him, he's looking in the backfield the entire time. When you're beat, you cannot do that. You have to get your eyes to the receiver. You can't look back when you're chasing. You have to be in phase before you can get your head turned around. So this whole time, look, his eyes are in the backfield on Kirk. He has zero shot of catching up right here. What you need to do is run to this upfield shoulder, so his left shoulder, until you're caught up, play through his hands, and try to make a play. Like, if his eyes get bigger, that tells you the ball's on the way. That's a veteran safety. Like, the 49ers signed Tavon Wilson for these moments, but that was rough. All right, so here's the next drive. And again, I mentioned that Kingsbury did a really nice job of getting his guys one-on-one with the 49ers, and they're going to motion. So again, 3-by-1 set, Or sorry, it's 2-by-2. So receiver, tight end. Rondale Moore is going to go across the formation. So that means it is 3-by-1. When it's 3-by-1, closed, tight end, the cornerback is in the flat. He's going to make sure that he doesn't release. That leaves Talanoa Hufanga with the entire half of the field. So if you just go hash to the sideline, he's responsible for all of that. When he sees that this tight end is blocking, Talanoa Hufanga is going to get his eyes to number 3, which is this receiver, and he's going to try to poach any sort of crossing route. So if he goes here, if he runs this post, that's on Hufanga. That is a lot of room to cover. So let's just watch the play unfold. You can see his feet just kind of get stuck in mud there. I mean, Christian Kirk, 4-3 guy. Talanoa Hufanga, 4-6 guy. Well, here's what he has to do. So as he's gaining ground, as he keeps getting vertical, driving his route, pushing his route vertical, Talanoa Hufanga has to do the same. Like, he cannot, again, his feet cannot get stuck in mud. His feet can't stop here. He has to keep climbing with the route. That way he can turn and run with him. Instead, he doesn't do that. He doesn't get any depth. So watch this. He starts at the 20, 21, and he's never really gaining ground. Breaks his cushion, and then by that time it's RIP. If we're even, we're leaving. And that's exactly what happened. So we're going to get a chance to see it from the end zone view. Rookie mistake. Those are going to happen when rookies play. I imagine Hufanga is going to learn from this, but you have to get ground right there. Like, you know that Kirk is faster than you. You know you're probably not going to be able to run with him. There's nothing wrong with opening up early in this instance, but he opens up way too late. Feet stop. Big play. All right, it's 14-0. The Cardinals are driving. Your back is against the wall. Your turnover luck hasn't been good all season. Hasn't been good in this game. You have an opportunity to get the ball back. On the edge there, Nick Bosa creates a fumble. The ball looks like it's in Fred Warner's hand, but there was an issue on this play before Bosa forces the fumble, and it starts with his ease. So as he fits his gap, he needs to come up, and here I'll show you as it plays through. He needs to fit this and force the ball back inside. He's spilling it to the outside, and there's nobody here. So as you can see, he takes on almost the full man of the blocker instead of picking his outside half. That's an issue. See how he's inside? He needs to be on this part, so that way Connor has nowhere to go, and he comes right inside to DJ Jones. Doesn't happen, but Bosa with the hustle play, catches the ball, catches Connor. Watch this. Oh, man. 1, 2, 3. Guy coming here. That has to be the 49ers ball. There's no other way to put it. This is a chance for you to catch some momentum, go back your way. If the 49ers recover this ball, they probably drive the field because they had no problems moving the ball. It was obviously the fumbles, but man. No excuses for this. And you can see after the play, like, they're wondering. Armstead just, they know it. Those are the breaks that this team has struggled with all year. All right, I want to take a break from the bad and focus on the good. And that good is this guy right here. So with Javon Kinlaw, what the 49ers did is instead of shuffling, whether it was Kentavious Street, whether it's Kevin Givens, they just said, we're going to move Arik Armstead inside and start him at 3 tech. And he was dominant all game. So the play before this, Armstead beat his man for a stop, gain of 2 on this play. As you can see, he wins with a nice little arm over there, flushes McCoy from the pocket. It's a positive gain. It's a pass, but Armstead was winning like that all game. He was very good. All right, here's Armstead's sack where he was flagged for the face mask or whatever it was. It seemed like a reaction call based on how McCoy's helmet went off. I understand why they called it, and by definition, it was a penalty. But I just want to show Armstead winning again. Watch his left arm and how he, right there, take away their wrist. Like the best defensive lineman in the NFL, Larry Johnson, Ohio State's defensive line, he teaches them to take away the wrist of the offensive line because they are helpless when you do that. Armstead does so on this play, wins almost right away off the snap, closes, sack, doesn't count. But again, what an outstanding day from Armstead. All right, this is why I don't blame D'Amico Ryans for the 49ers defensive performance. So here it is. They're playing man coverage. This is Dre Kirkpatrick, and you know why he's in the game. You saw what Josh Norman did. By the way, Josh Norman was getting beaten coverage too. It wasn't as if he just made that dumb penalty. So anyway, 1-on-1, you're in man coverage. You have your eyes in the backfield. You can see right there. If you're not looking at his hips, if you're not, if your eyes aren't where they need to be, that's the only way that this play happens. So you can see the quarterback breaks a pocket. Good pressure there. There's no way Colt McCoy should be making these plays. Oh, my goodness. We're going to watch from the end zone view. That way you can see Kirkpatrick's eyes. But, I mean, this isn't a coaching problem. Drake Kirkpatrick is a veteran. As you can see right here, he's starting to peak in the backfield. Your eyes should be on his hips. They are going to tell you where to go. He slips coming out of his break on the way back. Big play. Big play after big play. Killed the 49ers when they had chances to get off the field. All right, and when you don't get off the field, what happens? You get tired. You let the offense sustain drives. On this play, this is the Connor screen that went for a touchdown. If you name it, it probably went wrong. Not sure where his eyes are. You can see from the defensive line, the edge guys, they get upfield. Defensive line coaches will tell you, if this is the first time all game that you've gotten a pass rush, it's probably a screen. If you are unevaded to the quarterback like that, it's probably a screen. And there was a lack of discipline here. When I mentioned Tavon Wilson, just run it back here. He thinks that the tight end coming across the formation is running a screen. He's going here. All he did was pull. So that's an issue. And then as you can see, the tackling, Hufanga's play speed kind of shows up there. Nobody in the vicinity. Just so many freebies in this game. All right, let's watch it from the end zone view. Watch what the linebackers are doing. He sees lineman pulling, so he triggers. Recognizes the screen late. And Fred Warner. How many times do we see him knife underneath this? So instead of giving ground and going this way, we've seen him come downhill, beat these guys, make a lineman miss. Maybe this is tackle for a gain of 4, a gain of 5, whatever it may be, but that doesn't happen. He tries to play the screen over the top, and that is no bueno. Tavon Wilson comes from the other side of the formation, and he finds out that Rodney Hudson is an all-pro. Like the angles here. Here's Tavon. He's running toward the sideline. Why? I have no idea. You see the play speed here. Like he can't run. He can't catch up to Connor, who is not a fast human. And, man, this had to be a rough watch for the defense. All right, this is the touchdown run where, Benjamin runs through Drake Kirkpatrick's face. Again, Azeez has trouble fitting the right gap. Fred Warner gets a pass key, not sure how. Talanoa Hufanga is slow to trigger coming downhill. Drake Kirkpatrick stops his feet on contact. Those are your second-level defenders who have a chance, who have an opportunity to make a play. Neither of them do what they're supposed to, and this is how you get one-on-one with a corner in the NFL, which is not what you want. That is exactly what the offense wants, so let's walk through it. Let's start with Azeez here. So this is Kentavious Street. So it's duo. So the offense is going to get a double team here, a double team here. If he just fits where he's supposed to, he has an opportunity to go one-on-one. The thing about duo is the running back can kind of manipulate the linebacker, so he can act like he's going here, act like he's going here, and go in a different direction. So let's watch it play out. I'm not sure what made Azeez think that he was going to go there, but he didn't. Let's go back before we see the truck stick. Watch him. He should just be king. One of these linemen, whether it's in man, whether it's a guard, whether it's the back action, if you get back away, everything about that, the way the linemen fire off, that's a run key. I'm not sure where he's going, but he takes himself out of the play right away. I mentioned Hufanga coming downhill. You get a run key, you have to trigger. Doesn't look like he's triggering fast at all. And again, this is where Ward, this is where you miss those guys, because the 49ers don't give up big plays when those safeties are on the field. There's no way around it. And then we get to Kirkpatrick, and boom. what the real issue is with Kirkpatrick is you just can't stop your feet on contact. You have to run through him, go after his thighs, wrap. Low man wins, obviously, but he is not going to like that. Not sure we see Kirkpatrick play another snap for the 49ers after this game. All right, so this is going to be the final play that I show. The game is out of hand here. It's fourth quarter. It's halfway through the fourth quarter, probably even further than that. 3rd and 3. The 49ers have a chance to get off the field. They're in man coverage. Everybody knows it, and I have no problem with DeMeco Ryans playing man coverage and blitzing because that's what he does. When my guys are better than your guys, I'm cool with you knowing what I'm doing. Running back, safety. 3rd and 3, you have to make this tackle to get off the field or at least force a 4th and short. Hufanga doesn't wrap. In my mind, 3rd and 3, you're blitzing. As you can see, so he's head up. Whenever a safety is capped over the slot receiver, it's a pretty obvious tell that he's coming. And when I say capped, I mean if you have a defender lined up over a wide receiver and another safety that's stacked behind him, it's a pretty good tell that this guy's coming. So they blitz 5. When you know that, when you know there's gonna be hot, you have to come sooner. Again, like his trigger just has to be faster. And again, he's a rookie. He will get there. He understands that. And now, I imagine, after he went through some bumps in this game, but Hufanga has to come downhill. But more importantly, he just has to wrap up. He has to make this tackle. Does not. Connor's able to regain his balance. First down. In the grand scheme of things, did this play hurt? Of course not. The game was over. The game was a wrap already. But the process is what we want to focus on. And Hufanga just has to understand route recognition. No, it's probably going to be a short route. Why? Because it is a 230 freaking pound running back. He's probably not going to run a deep route. It's probably going to be quick. I know that because I have a linebacker blitzing. So I'm just going to trigger. I know the quarterback's going to throw it quick. Maybe if he triggers a step sooner, he's able to contest the throw. Maybe because he's a step closer, he's able to wrap and he doesn't have to dive and leave his feet, but it wasn't a great showing. I mentioned 15 missed tackles by 11 different players. That is very tough to do. We saw guys not fitting their gaps the right way. There were plays where Colt McCoy gave them an opportunity to make, and they didn't make it. Just way too many mistakes. That's what happens when your starters don't play. That's what happens when you invest in 30-year-old defensive backs as your backups instead of playing your young guys. 49ers have to make a decision on what they want to do personnel-wise. I'm going to play the young guys. I'm going to let them learn on the fly. We will see if that's the case next week. The Rams are going to be ticked. They know that. So, we will see, man. But this was one of the worst performances. I mean, it was probably the worst performance from the 49ers defense all season.